Continuing on. Half for tour, just half for tour. Yeah. Alrighty, what do we got here today? Rumors of star forts abound here in this little place over here, which I believe is Italy. And interesting shape here. Looking like the old airport drag that we see often. This is either a defunct airport or, part of the old power grid that looks as if they're been generally repurposed as an airport. Hard to say. Reckless speculation. Remember, that's what we do. Strange little island here. But no sign of a star fort from what Bell can tell. A little coast here. What do we got here? Nice long beach there. Not affected by El Nino. However, where there's smoke, there's fire, and rumors of a star fort cannot be ignored, based on a cursory examination of, 1,000 feet up or whatever. So we'll go a little bit closer into the cove, to the cold, dark night. Something's not quite right, but I can't put my finger on it. Maybe it's that hexagon, maybe. Let's see what the locals are looking at. Usually a surefire bet. Utilize these little photographs that people have so kindly taken pretty much everywhere in the globe. I'm sorry, scratch that. Pretty much everywhere in the realm. In France. Monsieur Grande, Monsieur Sergeron, Monsieur Sergeron. And there it is. We get the star fort here. I think I've been here before. Have I been here before? I have. You can't see it. Right, the hedge. Curse you, hedge. We meet again. And this time, you again have the upper hand. Seeing as how I'm not there and I can't actually hop fences. It irks. It irks America. It really, really does. We're going to go into warp speed here. Yep, hyperspeed. And, stop. Nothing again. Hyperspeed failed me. They overpromised and underdelivered. Yet you can see, at least, the shape of a star, well hidden. I'm wondering if the denizens of this land even are aware. And I'm gonna guess no. It's a strange building to have, just in the middle of suburbia. Just a red block playhouse for the neighborhood kids. It looks super safe. Until Jimmy fell and he split his head, and we had to fence it off. Damn Jimmy. It's always someone that ruins it. Weird mound back there. Are you even aware? People, you're living on ancient ground, damn it. They're probably like, yeah, you and everybody else. And I suppose these parts of the world, they don't care. Oh, what have we here? Oh, where's that? Can be taken right there. That has got to be part of what we're looking for. Not it. Outhouse over the sea. There it is. There she is, folks. Yep, hiding under the guise of a plateau. Nope. These lines, far too uniform to be rock. Stone, I say. Stone where the lime has leached out or bleached the rest of the stone. Hell, I don't know. What am I, a rock magician? There's a tower on a hill. Tower with the top cut off, maybe? Let's check it out. And presto. A tower. It's a spy tower. I always knew that guy that lived on 44th Street was a perv. Are you guys aware you live near a perv? It's funny they take Google Earth of these tiny little streets up and back, and they are thorough. And they don't ask for permission. No, sir. They've been given permission. Freaking CIA. Get their grubby little dick beaters in all of our business. Probably mine, too. If you can hear me now. Spare me, lords. I'm a mere mortal. A humble servant. Just probing around the earth innocently. Please. Whatever you do, reinstate my Twitter account. Actually, don't. My life's a lot better without it. Toxic people saying toxic things and fake blue check marks and people saying, damn, look at this guy over here. He says it's all about the bot world, more like botter. Twitter, more like botter. That's terrible. And there she is, star fort on the water, unshocular. Well, let's go, family. Let's go check it out. La. What? Can't go further? Says who? This friendly-looking couple? Well, certainly there must be some sort of a day pass I can purchase or something, right? No? All right. I mean, only because you have such tough security. Normally I'd try to get by, but man, woman, and baby are... Whew, pretty formidable. All right, you in. I'm leaving. Try to go on the back here and see what I can... Yeah. Let's see. Well, people took pictures for us. It'll have to do. I don't really see the star shape, but we got a fort on the water, folks. We got a fort on the water. And these aren't cathedrals. I mean, come on. These are power stations. These are ancient power plants. Bricked in the upper windows, I see, huh? Couldn't stand it, could you? Afraid people would climb and get in the night? Maybe if you didn't breed such awful humans, we wouldn't do things like this. Yeah, this is definitely old. I mean, not a very big picture. But, size doesn't matter. That's what I'm told anyway. Actually, I've never been told that. I think to be told that is telling. Don't you think? Anyway, that's what the polls say. The polls say that. The old polls, not the new ones. The new girls are retarded. They're monsters. They only care about the size of your bank account, damn it. Not that I care, ladies. I'm spoken for. I'm sorry. I'm off the market, miss. Now and forever. And I've definitely been here before now. You know how I know? See the way that wall looks like sort of like it's composed of like little hexagons almost, like a hexagonal, not perfect, but little like hexagonal like tiles almost. See over there? Yep, I recognize that. Don't see that everywhere. And also there's this piece of machinery somewhere around here. It's like a big red and black like crane or something lying on the ground. Yep, I must have scoped this place out a long time ago, America. Long before I came here to tell you about it. And you can't see shit in this star fort over here. You can see the outer wall, and that's pretty much it. But it's there. We know you're there. And one day, by help me God, or so help me God, or by Jesus, whatever, we're gonna get it. Oh, there it is. There's that red and black thing I was telling you about. I think it's a crash-landed rocket ship from the planet Beltor, where marijuana is legal, which makes it just like Earth. Which means it's not very alien at all. Which means I need to work on my backstory. Which one is this? Okay, I can't click this little fucking thing. Quit playing games, guy. Oh, same picture? Clever. Well, fuck you too, daddy's boy. The joke makes no sense in this context. But I did have a lady say it to me once. She had a customer complaint. And I said, she's absolutely correct. And she said, well, fuck you, daddy's boy. Which is weird, considering I said she was correct. But anyway. Hey, look, there's a bunch more of those little crane things lying on the ground. What do they make them here? They must make them. Maybe they're buoys. They probably are buoys. Anyway, moving on to where my first father was born. Maklang, India. And oh yeah, man, this is what we're talking about. This is the first one that actually looks like an actual star. Look at that bad boy. That's perfect. Strange too because it's basically just an outline. And look at actually... Oh, that is gnarly. Look at that. Outside, you can see that digital pattern, like that just, it looks like made from sound. Like when we put sand on a plate and play frequencies through it, and it produces those amazing little patterns. It looks exactly like that. And yeah, no one around here is down to let me take a stroll down the road. But if you look closer, it looks like there's like trees growing on the top of it, which is strange. I mean, that could be a wall, or it could be like a little wall with trees on top of the wall. But again, it's that strange... Yeah, it looks like shrubbery growing along top in the shape, and that is just bizarre. So I wonder if that's sort of a canal or wet area where the trees, where the earth is just richer, where it held on to that shape all these centuries later. But it's unmistakable. There was something here once, and it did something to the earth underneath it, because there's no fucking way that that's natural. Awesome. That's the kind of stuff that we're looking for. Kudos to whoever found this bad boy, because that is pretty hidden. And there's no sign that was ever even a relatively established place. I mean, look at this. This is all farmland, or just at least field. And volleyball. For summer camp this year, kids, we're going to go to Maklang, India and practice our volleyball skills. No, I don't like that area. I want to go to Calcutta. I tell you, I don't want to play volleyball, father. I just want to sing all day. You can't do that. There's no money in singing. My father is cruel. Oh, here we go. This one I've been here before here too. This one I have mixed feelings about. Yeah, it's got some of the shapes, but if you get closer, it's just a residence. I mean, I did a ride along with this guy right here in the orange jacket once, and we came to install some cables, and really I was just pretending to be interested. See, there's our truck, and then, really, I was just trying to get close to the star fort. But I hung out with this guy all day, and it turns out he's a pretty nice dude. And suddenly, there's a crowd, okay? It's weird. Where'd Jimmy go? Oh my God, I must have hit some sort of time loop. Oh my God, what year is it, you guys? Is Jimmy Carter president still? Oh, freaking out, dude. Freaking haunted castle, dude. I don't think this is the star fort. I mean, it might be. What do I know? I know that that's not exactly what it looked like from down there. I guess this is pretty up high on it. Yeah, I guess it could be. It's a museum now. I mean, I see the copper dome up there. That's a museum now, I suppose. Whatever it was. The Salzburger Brock Museum. And there's no denying this puppy. And really, this is almost too prominent. I don't really want to spend much time here because everyone knows about this. Not that they know it's a star fort, if indeed it is, but it's definitely got all the shapes and all the features that you would expect, as well as being a massive, well-known museum. But I do want to point out that it's along the water, and I also do want to point out it's within the vicinity of yet another loop. So take that for what you will. But this one is way too popular, dude. I'm like more like an underground star fort, dude. Moving on to Belgium. Limburg, Belgium, perhaps? Yeah, Limburg. And here we are. And I do see something. And perhaps it's the whole area? Definitely suspicious. Okay, we got our loop here. We got our perfect oval. So, yeah, okay. I'm starting to see it. It's starting to take shape here. See right here? You got this shape here. Boom. You got this one here. You get this one here. You get this one here. Yeah, okay. I get it. And this is probably all elevated up. Man, they hide these. They're hidden so well. I mean, at this point, it's just housing. You just have to wonder if people even notice that they are in these type of places. Okay, yeah, look at this. Look at this clearly mud-flooded doorway here. I mean, what is that? Besides an old doorway. That's crazy. Take a left on Dolhane, they told me. It'd be right there. And some of this must be just added onto, like the brick here, added onto, portions of this that remain standing. But this is an old ruin of an old star fort. And, of course, they're in places that are, near water and So people end up living amongst these ruins, and they end up building these towns, and they end up staying here. And before long, the history gets lost, and people have no idea what it was initially. But this here. This is a cool one, man. I like it when they're when it almost seems like no one is even aware. But how can you live here and not question things like, like this doorway? Like how can you not wonder, Mom, where does that go to? This little door that's on the side of our house here that's like, that. Like where does that go to? And how to get there, and who built these walls, and for what? Like, it doesn't make sense. And this is a cool place. I mean, they're all cool. These old little towns in Europe are awesome. It's a shame what's happening to Europe, and it's probably by design. But I mean, these people have been through so much, and they just want to be probably left the fuck alone. But no. They have to be tricked into joining these unions and be tricked into, run by complete psychopath neocons, tricked into all these wars, tricked into hating each other. It's like, God. From the outside, Europe is so funny because they're so close to proximity, so many different ethnic groups with so much hatred for each other. But from the outside, it's like ridiculous. You guys all look the same. It's like, it'd be like if here in the States, it'd be like if Arizona just hate Arkansas people and Arkansas people hate fucking Rhode Island dwellers or whatever they're called. I mean, it's ludicrous. The same thing. This whole game of division. How's it worked out for you? How has it worked out for you? How is everything? I know the young youth, so indoctrinated with no real experience. They think they know all of it. They know nothing. They're just tricked yet again, falling for the same old tricks. And of course, we're not going to listen to our old stodgy parents. See? We know way better. We're university educated after all. I mean, what a bunch of dipshits. To think that you know more than people that are older than you. The arrogance. And it's unbelievable. And they keep repeating the same tricks over and over and over again. And as long as the youth are, just given to these colleges and universities and trusted with their education, they're going to come back believing the world is something other than what it is. And being used to enforce the viewpoints and the policies of people who are just abusing them and not building them a good future and separating them from their families. And cycle repeats itself. And of course, when you're forced to work 40 or 50 hours a week, along with your chores and whatever it is, you don't have time to think about this. You don't have time to hang out with your kids and think what they're thinking until it's too late. Most of the teachers I know are the dumbest people I've ever met. I trusted my kid with them just to regurgitate a bunch of nonsense. These teachers proved who they were through the pandemic. These cowards. I'd rather stay home because I'm fat and I don't want to get COVID and die. So the kids are going to deprive them of their education for a few years. I'm going to go protest because I like staying home and getting paid for it. And that, folks, is my hot take for the day. Not what you came here for. I'm fully aware. Moving on to L'Île de Lorraine, France. And this island out here. Whoa, wowie, wowie. And this right here, just evidence of a singing, clearly designed old world power station of some sort. Maybe a lighthouse? I mean, look at this bad boy. Come on, man. That's so cool. Did someone drive around here? Oh, it's too bad. But France isn't really good at that anyway. But it looks like someone's taking some photographs at least. So we at least kind of see, that is gnarly. Oh, wow, that is so cool. Yeah, it looks like it is a lighthouse. And I'm sure someone's going to say, oh, this is a fort. They use it to defend against the battle of Barber. Really? Really? Like, there's no other way? What is this weird pocket of blue it's in? That's strange. Oh, they blur it all out? Not allowed to see any part of this ocean? That's a little weird. But whatever. The point is there's vast expanses of ocean, and to sail around this would be pretty fucking easy, especially since it's not even in use. So it's like, when it was in use, the weapons that they had, they shot a few hundred, 1,000 feet maybe? Okay, so we just go a little bit wider around it, and then the people that are like, damn it, they tricked us, they went all around us. And what is this? This is another part of it? Yeah, man, this is something different. I'm willing to bet that these were gathering water, producing electricity, not only beaming it out so ships could have light, but also had a lighthouse here, bro. Mystery solved, dude. My reckless speculation is clearly provable by even more reckless speculation. But really, that makes sense, right? I mean, obviously these rocks are sort of dangerous. It probably was taller at one point. That's why they even have these rocks. I mean, I guess you could see down here. This is a pretty dangerous little area, especially by these photographs that the rocks are right there on the surface. And yeah, you could run aground on them pretty easily. So you would need a lighthouse out there. Well, that goes to show you that that's probably what this was. It's small. You could see water here around it, probably because it's the water level's higher. But at one point, this contained trapped water and probably extracted electricity through it and had a lighthouse on the top. I mean, What else could it be? Not a fort. A fort would be pointless. To go on this island and build this fort back in the era when they said they did, with this much block and stone and effort, and like, how do you even, are you carving it into the rock? Why would you do this? And for what? For when? For what war? And it's not even in use. I mean, look at people are like kayaking in it, and because it's just amazing ruin. They're probably like, look at this old stone. What the fuck is this? This is not a fort. And if this is not a fort, and if that's what they're using this for, which to me makes the only thing that makes sense, then the rest of them aren't either. I'm tired of buying into this idea that everything is military. No, it's not. That's recent. That is recent. This is remnant of an ancient time. People need to wake up to this fact, become who we were meant to be. This is for water. I mean, it's in the middle of the sea. Fantastic. God, I would love to go kayak through there. If anybody's from there, invite me. I'm a fantastic guest. Moving on to an unnamed place here in Italy, where we see evidence, yeah? Magically next to this canal, which, wow. Is anyone surprised yet? Evidence, yeah, these same sort of little shapes, these little crimpy little shapes that are, despite things being long gone, you can see their imprint here still. And the main event being over here in Mantua, Italy, where clearly you have the shuriken shape. Submerged here along the water, but pretty much covered in ground. But also, to the trained eye, clearly visible. And the whole thing's shaped, well, the whole thing's a water shape. The whole thing is a water shape again. It's one of those kind that it's just full of such rich history. And it's amazing, and I really hope that most of the world one day gets to appreciate this stuff, because it is super cool. It's like being in on a little hidden game, and it's only fun that it's hidden until you try to talk to somebody who's not in on it, and they look at you like you've lost your fucking mind. And it's like, well, unless you've got a better explanation for, these shuriken-shaped areas that are all over the world. If you can explain this better, then no matter what you do, the shape is still there. No matter what you do, the earth remembers. You can see it here, you can see it here, you can see it, and then some of the world's biggest cities are also composed of these. I don't know what else, if you can't tell that this is something else than more than what we're told, then I don't know, man, maybe there's no hope for you as far as curiosity goes. Maybe you just don't have it. I mean, even if we're wrong as far as what they do or their purpose, even if we're wrong as far as what they do and what their purpose is, you've got to acknowledge that the coincidence is far too great. You want to stretch it to ludicrous extremes. And I do also want to point out here, in the proximity of that, we have our ubiquitous oval. Yes, 2 of them actually, 3 of them actually. And, okay, yeah. Oh, right, nothing to see here. Right, just an ancient gatehouse with the eagles up here. The Tartarian eagles. The same eagles that they would take off the Penn Station. Yeah, I'm taking that one. These are the same eagles that you see all over the freaking world. And it just so happens to be near places that look like this, near places that look like this, that have the old grid, the old statues, the old power grid, as everywhere else on Earth. Just so happens to be. Mantua, bless your secretive heart. Now, it should be noted here that Mantua is one of the probably most famous cities in the area. It was allegedly established in 2000 BC, and it has history that dates back to the Etruscans, from Carthage to Rome, to being part of the Punic Wars. Strange levitating boy on the side here, and it's got it's home of. It's been noted for it being a World Heritage Site. Had a lot to do with the popularity and rise of opera. It's a city where Romeo is banished in the Shakespearean novels. It's very famous for its culture, its architecture, its food. This place is by no means a secret. What started out as an island colony is basically a powerhouse of culture. And you can just tell by walking the streets here that it's just undeniably incredibly beautiful, full of the rich old architecture you'd expect. Something like this, a city like this, as ancient as and old as this one, would require. Hello, mud flood. And yet, even still, you have things like this, and people have no memory of it. Pretty unbelievable. I have to say, through all of the European cities I've ever seen personally, and all the photographs and all the little walking tours and everything, Italian graffiti is by far the trashiest. It stands in such contrast to the beauty of the buildings used and graffitied on. I'm no fan of graffiti where on people's privately held buildings and homes, unless they call for it, unless they ask for it. I think it's just kind of cruel. On trains, while owners of trains probably hate it, I understand the culture behind the train bombing, where it's a moving canvas that gets to be taken from city to city, and possibly your name might be well known amongst people that look at that stuff. And most of those are really artistically done. And honestly, if I owned a train company, I would encourage the greatest pieces, the most amazing pieces to be done on my trains and leave them there. You're not going to be able to fight against it. Why not embrace it? But those graffiti pieces are different than someone just, with a black shitty spray paint and, basic tip spray painting, yeah, fuck you, Jimmy, or whatever on the side of a building. Or like, Bill was here, or whatever the fuck. I mean, I don't think we're making bills anymore, but, whatever their name is. Anyway, step it up, Italy. Your graffiti sucks. For such an artsy, cultural place, your graffiti sucks. There, I said it. Fight me. Moving on to Portobello. San Lorenzo, Panama is the end of that sentence. You thought I was going to say something else, huh? You were wrong, bro. We're going to South America, man, where nobody talks like this. And everybody, however, now that we're here, I see no such star fort. Really, I don't. Where is it? What, down here? Okay, maybe. Yeah, okay. I kind of see the remnants of something that maybe could be considered a star fort, maybe. That is not a star fort. Okay, this must be what they're talking about. How convincing. Wow, the cannons. You guys have really fucking convinced me this is a fort. With these 4 decrepit cannons that look very intricate, actually, and look like they're not used to shoot fucking balls of lead at random boats. But we'll save that conspiracy theory for another day. Okay, I kind of see the shape here. There's little crenellations, and yeah, okay, maybe. I mean, most likely, yes, but not enough really to explore it to with any real detail. I mean, at least this kind of makes sense as a fortification because it's a relatively narrow channel that if someone was trying to land here and mount some sort of invasion in Panama, that this, might be useful. Although I think down here would be more useful, at the opening of the channel, not the end. But again, I'm not really a military man. Anytime I see a roof like that, I get suspicious. Why? Because I'm a suspicious kind of guy. And I don't trust no rooftops. A rooftop killed my parents. Where is it? Let me see this. Fuck yeah, this jungle is sick, dude. America better stop doing shitty things around the world, or, when you try to go to visit someplace, they're just going to hate you. I almost want to go someplace and, wear a sign on my head that says, not American, don't agree with the empire. Because I don't. I love the freedoms that this country is supposed to be and have, and I love the Constitution, and I love the rights, but they are repeatedly trampled on, and our government doesn't follow those rules, and no one seems to hold them accountable. So, as it currently stands, I don't like the awful, evil things that are done in our name. I don't appreciate the wars and the constant lying to Americans to get the public approval of bombings and shit, and I don't appreciate the youth being like, yeah, even though I wasn't even alive, Iraq was totally justified. They know nothing. Now they're all pro-war because their TV tells them to. It's retarded. Anyway, I don't see no star fort here, and I'm starting to ramble on a little bit, and I'm getting a little pissed, so I'm gonna go outside and kill some houseflies. Bye, Earth! Bye! Did it sound cool? Did I do it, Chip?